Most people think seasons are just weather. But if you find yourself quietly preferring winter over summer, something a little more interesting is going on. Not you like snowflakes interesting. More like your brain is revealing patterns about how you process comfort, simulation, and even identity. And no, this isn't about zodiac signs or personality quizzes your cousin forwards on WhatsApp at 2 a.m. This is actual behavioral psychology hiding in plain sight. Let's start with a simple question that turns out not to be simple at all. Why do some people feel more themselves in winter? Winter removes noise, not just literal noise, but social noise, sensory overload, and expectation. In summer, everything is loud. People are outside more, clothes are lighter, schedules get packed, and there's an unspoken pressure to do something every weekend, or you're somehow failing life. Winter does the opposite. It compresses life inward. Fewer plans, fewer invitations, fewer reasons to explain yourself. Psychologically, this maps closely to what researchers called stimulus reduction preference. Some brains perform better when the environment is less demanding. So, what does it reveal about a winter preferring person? You don't necessarily need more input. You need better input. Why does cold feel emotionally comforting instead of uncomfortable? This is where it gets weird. Most people assume cold equals discomfort, but winter lovers often report calm, clarity, even emotional relief. There's a psychological mechanism behind this called contrast regulation. When your environment is slightly harsh but predictable, your brain stops chasing constant pleasure and shifts into stability mode. Cold air also increases psychological alertness. Your body releases norepinephrine linked to focus and mental sharpness. Your reward system may prefer steady, controlled states instead of constant highs. Why do winter lovers often dislike crowded social energy? A big reason winter feels better is because it reduces forced social interaction. Summer is full of accidental extroversion, barbecues, beaches, weddings, parks. You're constantly invited into social situations you didn't plan. Winter removes that pressure. Social interaction becomes intentional instead of automatic. This aligns with selective social engagement. You don't want more conversations. You want fewer but real ones. Why does winter feel more nostalgic than summer? Colder months increase reflective thinking. When external activity drops, the brain shifts into autobiographical memory mode. That means you start thinking about your life, your past choices, and random memories you didn't ask for. Winter lovers don't just experience this, they often find meaning in it. Because nostalgia isn't just memory, it's meaning making. You are more introspective than average. You revisit your own life instead of just moving through it. Why do winter lovers feel more productive in cold seasons? Winter feels productive because it removes distractions. Less daylight, fewer events, fewer excuses to leave the house. Psychologically, this creates environmental pacing that supports focus. It's not that winter gives you discipline. It removes interruptions. You rely more on structure than motivation. Why do winter lovers romanticize coziness? Cozy is not aesthetic. It's regulation. Blankets, warm drinks, dim light, closed curtains. These are safe enclosure cues. They signal to the brain, you are safe, you are contained, you can rest. You prefer controlled comfort over unpredictable stimulation. Not because excitement is bad, but because unpredictability is expensive for your mind. Seasons influenced identity through context-dependent self-concept. Winter reduces comparison, fewer visible lifestyles, less social exposure, less pressure to measure yourself against others. Your identity becomes quieter and more stable. You think more clearly when external noise disappears. Here's the paradox. Winter lovers are often labeled introverted or detached. But underneath, that is usually something else. High sensitivity. You notice more, you feel more, you process more. That's why summer can feel overwhelming. Winter is not preferred because it's empty. It's preferred because it's manageable. Your favorite season was never really about temperature. It was about the version of yourself that appears when the world finally gets quiet. Because when the noise fades, the invitations stop, and the pressure to keep up disappears, something unexpected remains. You. Not the person reacting to everyone else. Not the person performing. Not the person chasing the next distraction. Just a voice underneath all of it. And perhaps the reason winter feels like home is because it reminds you who you are when nothing else is trying to tell you.